these kind of notions and these kind of positions, especially the way you come to the position today, they don't come just out of nowhere. They're not from like literally thin air that I just feel this way. There's usually a trigger or something or some experience that has made you feel that going to the past could be harmful, right? And this is what I'm saying. This is the whole thing, that for you feel like it could be harmful. And I'm saying, why is that? And you can't comprehend why that is. And that's why I'm saying to you, that's exactly why I would say you should go to the past, right? You know, like even if you look at the past, what is the past? The past is what's happened already, right? So do you not think that in Islam, like reflection is part of our deen? To like reflect upon how you've behaved, what you've done, what's happened, like, is that not an Islamic quality? I really believe it is. I think even muhasibah, where you actually sit down and you hold yourself accountable for what you did, whether it was yesterday or the last week or over the last year or this year, I think this is part of Islam and us looking back and contemplating. Do you think the way I'm talking right now has got nothing to do with my past? So if the way I'm talking is affected by my past, what about the way I'm listening? What about the way I'm procrastinating? What about everything? What I'm trying to explain is that the whole of our way of being right now is based upon the past, right? Of course, I'm not discounting guidance or misguidance, anything like that. But what I'm saying fundamentally, like, if I'm doing something and it fails, the natural thing that most people do is they will look back and they will say, what happened in this situation? What can I learn from it? And how can I benefit from it, right? So that's the way you would do to kind of like evaluate things and improve and iterate and get better. So for example, if someone says to me, okay, Muhammad, like, can you do this in maths and stuff? And I'm like, bro, I'm not a maths person. I'm not a maths. Why am I saying I'm not a maths person? Because something's happened in the past for me to hold that identity that I'm not a maths person. So maybe like I got an answer wrong in maths and my teacher shouted at me, or I failed an exam really badly. And so because of that, like today, I believe I'm not a maths person. So what I'm saying fundamentally is that the issues that you're going through now, or the behaviors that you're demonstrating right now, a lot of it, not everything, a lot of it is to do with your past experiences. But it's not actually about your past experiences. It's actually about the meaning you gave to your past experiences. It's not even the past experiences, because like I said in the module, there will be people who will go through the exact same thing, but they will give two totally different interpretations to what they went through. And I'm saying it's your interpretations that have led you to hold the identity and become the person you are today. And if you had chosen different interpretations for these situations, you would have acted a completely different way. And so what I'm saying is the worst thing, and this is the worst thing for you, is that you have made interpretations about things when you were 10 years old or 8 years old or 12 years old or 15 years old, and you are still living those interpretations today. Even though like me, I was a dumb child at 10, I didn't really know much, right? But still, I made a decision, and for the next 40 years of my life, I basically lived that decision according to that one dumb decision I made, and that became part of my identity. And so as part of this, we are actually going back and we're saying, right, there are certain things. I'm saying definitely you in your life, you've done exactly this, where you made really dumb conclusions about certain things in your life, you made them a part of your identity, and then you lived that the rest of your life. So for me, what it comes down to is Iman. Okay, what is Iman? In an Islamic sense, we're talking about belief. But I'm saying that same thing, it actually works for everything else as well. Okay, so if I have a belief, for example, that my mother, she doesn't really matter. That's my belief that I hold. Okay, what are the actions that are going to come from that belief? Well, maybe my mom tells me, don't do this, I don't listen to her, right? Maybe my mom says, can you do this? I'm like, no. Maybe that's how I work. But if I have the opposite belief, that the most important person on this entire earth, more than even myself, is my mother, what will my actions be like? Okay, so fundamentally what I'm saying, just like the scholars believe that belief is not just in the heart, it's actually profession of the tongue and acting of the limbs, I'm saying this is the same for everything. And so what I'm saying is, and this is what Muslim Mastery is all about, is that fundamentally your success and failure, most of it comes down to your beliefs. And if you believe a certain thing, it will change your behavior. So fundamentally it all comes back to the beliefs, right? And I'm saying, what are your beliefs based on? Your beliefs, I'm not talking about Islamic beliefs, your general beliefs about life, all this kind of stuff, is based upon the experiences that you had and the interpretations that you gave them. So your beliefs are based upon interpretations that you made up as a child. And that's exactly why that whole week for most people is like revolutionary and life-changing, because they realize that my whole life and who I am is actually based upon the interpretations that I made when I was like 10 years old. Like, my brain wasn't even fully developed at then, but I made these decisions, and then the next 20 years of my life, I did this. So I'm saying there's a massive connection between your beliefs, between your identity, between your past, between your interpretations, and this whole thing, it directly affects all of your actions. Whether it's procrastinating, taking action, overthinking, all of this, it is the fundamental thing to changing all of that.